Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Yarn Creations podcast. I am Adela and I live in Pretoria in South Africa. Yes, this is quite soon, but I did promise to give two short patterns in episode 34 and I would like to do that today. But before we come to that, I just want to say I completely forgot and I want to apologize to mention again who won the giveaway that I had in episode 33. I did put the names in the notes and I did mention it in my community tab, but I should have mentioned it in the episode, but I'm not good with admin stuff. I'm so anxious to get to show you all my projects that I completely forget about anything admin related. So I just wanted to say again, congratulations to Leonie and Teresa for winning that giveaway. It was yarn and yarn that I dyed myself and tulip needle stoppers that was gifted by Mariki from Colors of Amalfi, and yeah, that was quite a while back that I have already received their parcels. I didn't realize that you can't see the community tab on an iPad. I think you can see it on an iPhone or any other phone or on your laptop. But I will try to remember in the future that it's better to announce the winners on an episode and try not to wait 2 months before I record again when I have a giveaway. So firstly, I want to show you quickly, I don't have a lot of FOs again this time. I don't think there will be an episode like episode 34 very soon again. I'm trying to work through my works in progress, but it's slow going at the moment. But something that I did finish was a wrap that I've woven on my 70 centimeter knitters loom. Sorry, it's a bit creased. I haven't washed it yet. So it just came off the loom. I just took it off the loom yesterday afternoon. I like the size of these wraps. I warp 2.5 meters and then the width of the loom is 70 centimeters. So I warp the whole width of the loom, but when it comes off the loom, it's more or less 65 centimeters. But it's a nice size and you can wrap yourself in it. So it's big. It's a generous size wrap. And very nice for also for cool summer evenings, perfect for that. And especially with this yarn that I used for the warp, I used the Nurturing Fibres Eco Lush. And this color is Tidal Pool. And then for the weft, I used Oneofakind yarns Ouevre. So this is more or less, I used a few different colors, but one of them was almost the same as this one. You really don't use a lot of yarn when you weave. I think I used about just a little bit over 3.5 50-gram balls for the warp, and I used 4 50-gram skeins of this Ouevre So I wound up more than I used. The Ouevre is also a cotton bamboo blend with a lurex thread as well. So it's got a little bit of bling. Don't know if you can see it. So so it's not a lot of bling, just that little bit of the lurex that you can see throughout, and it's only in the weft, it's not in both, so I think that helps a lot. So yes, I still have to wash this and then snip off the ends. I did cut the fringe a little bit shorter, so that it's, but did I say now I walk 2.5 meters, and then when it comes off the loom it's about 1.8 meters, more or less around that length. So it's a generous size. And very light, and not warm like wool, because it's both the yarns are a cotton bamboo blend. Yes, and I've got plans for quite a few. I want to weave more. I really enjoy the weaving, and I feel that I don't weave enough. So I've already got yarns put out for more wraps like this. I also find that it's a nice gift, and if people are interested, they buy it from me. I prefer to first weave with the yarns that I have, that I feel matched and that I can use together, and then if someone likes it afterwards, then they can buy it from me. So that is one FO. That's all I have for an FO. The socks, I'm still busy with the socks that I showed you last, that I'm doing with this Queso Knottstopper. I didn't mention that when you buy the Knottstopper, it's in a round ball, beautifully wound in a round ball, but I find it easier to work from when it's in a cake. So I rewind it into a cake, and a center pull cake, and then I just find it easier to work with it that way. So here is the sock, and I have already added the one afterthought heel. It's the umbrella afterthought heel by Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears. The reason why I'm doing it this way is I've knitted up to here, and then I just put these stitches onto a cord to hold them, and then I picked up the stitches for the heel and I knitted the heel, so that I can measure from that point exactly how long I must knit my foot. I think once I've done it, I've done one of the socks this way with on this gauge, the 2.25 with the 75. This is the 75-25, 75 merino, 25 nylon sock yarn. So once I've done it with that gauge, then I will know in the future how long to knit my foot. But I think it's better maybe to just put in one heel, so that I can measure with my ruler exactly how long the foot must be, and then I can make notes, because the previous time I did this I knitted it with a 2.5 millimeter, and it was a little bit too loose on my foot. So as I said, I'm using the umbrella sock pattern by Kay Jones. That is a toe up sock, but I'm a fan of cuff down. I don't know, I just find it easier. I did knit the first pair that I knitted with this this umbrella afterthought heel. I did do it like as in the pattern, toe up, but I want to try it cuff down. That's why that's one of the reasons why I've put it in, and then before I've completed the foot, so that I can see if the length, when the length is the correct, when I've done the correct length. I'm sorry, today is a struggle, but I think I've started over about 10 times, so I apologize for not getting the words out today. So this is the umbrella sock. This is the afterthought heel. It's a lovely, lovely pattern. She is so clear with her instructions. If you have never done an afterthought heel, I can really recommend this pattern, the umbrella socks by Kay Jones. I think she's got, I'm not sure, but I think 6 videos links in the pattern that takes you every step from the toe and this whole page that I've folded now like this, but this whole A4 page is her description of how to, also in words, how to pick up the stitches and how to knit the heel. So her instructions are really good, and it's very clear for a beginner afterthought if you haven't done an afterthought heel yet. So I think I'm going to do the whole sock in this lovely yarn. I don't want to use any other color with it, and I think it worked out quite well. I'm not sure if I can put it on a sock blocker quickly, see if that will work. So that you can just see. I always find that sock blockers work perfectly for a heel flap and gusset, but not really for any other heel. There you can see how it will look. Okay, so I've got this one to complete, and then of course the second one. And the shawl, the test knit shawl I'm doing for Jayne, I'm not going to show. It's almost done, almost. It's got a lovely, lovely edging. I'm still busy with that, but it's almost done. And then we will just wait for the pattern to be released in January. The other, a new cast on that I have that I just had to do. I always feel I really want to do an Advent project. So this is the Fairisle Advent MKalendar by Tolvi Knits. She's Susanna Winter, and it's free. I will put the link to the her blog or her website in the description box below. She's got a Ravelry page for the project, but the pattern itself is not on Ravelry, only the information page. And then she's got links for every day on that project page, so you can click on the date, and then it will take you to the pattern for that day. And if you are not on your phone and you don't want to use the Mighty Networks that she's got a Mighty Networks group, then you can just click on the cross for that to go away, and then the pattern is on her website. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's how it works. So today is the fifth day, but I haven't done today's. I've done the previous 4 days of the cowl. I'm doing the cowl version. There's also a, I don't know what she calls it, but it's like a hat, but with a long point. See if I can find it. There you can see, she calls it, what does she call it? She's got a word for it. A stocking cap. And I had to go and Google what a stocking cap is, because I've never heard of something like that, because it's not something that we wear, but it's a kind of a hat. This is how the hat looks. And then this is the cowl. So I'm doing the cowl, and it's every day there's a little chart with a color work. So this is what I have so far. I'm not sure exactly, because the length or the height of the shawl is 60 centimeters. Now for our weather, that's quite long, and it will be a lot of fabric around your neck. So I usually make shorter cowls, but I want to see how far I can get. When it's long enough, I will just maybe stop. I'm using also the 75 merino 25 nylon base, sock yarn base. This one was dyed by Open Sky Yarns, Charmaine. I think she also closed her yarn dyeing business, I'm not sure. Very nice speckle. And then I'm just using random leftovers that I had in my stash, and most of them I dyed myself. I've used this one, and I have used this one. I also used, but I think this was a mini from Knottyhabit. Not sure about that. And I've also used this one, and which one have I? Okay, I've also used this one. I also dyed. So I'm just playing around. I've got a little basket full of leftovers and partial skeins, and just skeins that were already wound up. I'm not going to use more than this. So if I've used all the colors and I want to continue with it, then I will just repeat some of the colors. Very easy color work. I think it's very beginner friendly. Great way to practice your color work. So what I was thinking also of doing, or what I am trying to do, is it's not very wide. So I think if this can be the top, then what I'm going to try and do is do some increases so that it gets wider, so that it's not all bundled up here, but gets a bit wider and sits on my shoulders. Then maybe I can continue a little bit longer with every day's pattern before I have to stop. So I have done one increase already, and we will see how it goes. I'm using tulip needles 3mm. The pattern calls for 3.25, and I did start the color work with the 3.25, but I didn't like the tension. It was a little bit too loose and open for my liking. So I ripped that back and I started with I'm doing it with a 3mm. I love doing color work. I really love doing color work. And this surprisingly, this 75-25 base knits color work beautifully. So it's a very nice base to knit color work with. So that is the Fairisle Advent MKalendar. So you don't see the whole project before the time, and you don't, each day you get a little chart with that day's little piece of section of color work that you have to do. So I will see how far I get with this one. If I don't do it all 24 days, then that's just fine. I'll just continue with it till I'm happy with the size. And I think that's all that I'm working on. Can you believe it? So let's get on to it. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way this time, and it will be the wrong side. It will be, you will see it, I think, because I'm on my phone, it will be flipped. But this is for the Stella. I'm going to draw a name. There was quite a few, as you can see. So I'm going to just mix it up a little bit, and it will be just as much a surprise to me as to you. I'm just looking so that I don't accidentally throw one out of the little bowl before I've drawn a number. So I'm just making sure that I haven't dropped one. So let's see which one I've drawn. And it's Christina Truter. Christina, congratulations. You have won the Stella shawl pattern, and I'm sure you will enjoy doing this. I know you said you love the size and that you want to try and do something like that. So congratulations, Christina. I will chat with you and then send you the pattern on Ravelry if that's okay with you. So that is the Stella, and Christina will get that pattern. And then the other one is for the Tropical Sunset. Just see, because I've got the name in here so I don't get confused. The Tropical Sunset shawl. So I don't want to draw that one. So let's see. I'm just mixing it up. There's all the names in it. Let's see, which one did I draw? Jayne. So Jayne, please contact me. I will put my email address below in the comments. I will also comment on your post, and you can either send me an email with your Ravelry name so that I can gift you the pattern, or you can also DM me on Instagram. I'm not sure if you're on Instagram, but anyway, I'll make sure that we make contact so that I can send you the pattern on Ravelry, if that's okay with you. So congratulations to Jayne and to Christina. I've done this so many times, I've started this episode so many times. I hope I did mention about Leonie and Teresa that have won the previous giveaway, because I didn't do that on an episode. I did on the community tab, and I've let them know, and they were the winners of those giveaway. So I hope I did mention that previously, because I think I've started this episode about 10 times. Okay, almost forgot. We've got two little visitors here today because it's December. I thought I will quickly show you my little gnomes that I've knitted. This is Gnutmeg. This was the mystery knit along in 2020. The patterns are by Schira, Imagined Landscapes. So Gnutmeg was the mystery knit along in 2020. Isn't he just cute? I've added a little bell to his hat and I've given him some bling on his boots. So this one was in 2020. And then last year, I decided I'm not going to do the mystery knit along because I've got other patterns that I've bought from her. This one was Nice to Know You. They are both made with merino wool. This was with a DK merino, and this was the pattern is for a mold gnome. That's why I bought the pattern, because it was mold. But you can also do it with just with a plain DK yarn. I used two fingering yarns held together. And this is my two gnomes. So the mystery knit along is currently happening. It's like an advent up to 24th of December. Every year she's got this mystery advent knit along for a gnome. But I've still got patterns that I haven't done by Sarah, so I'm not going to do the mystery one. I will rather knit the patterns first that I have. But I'm not sure if I'm going to get to that this month. I'll just have to see what the time allows me to do. But I just thought I will, because it's gnome time, I want to show you the two that I have. So I think that is everything. Yes, nothing else got any attention. My raglan summer top is not much further than it was last time, so I'm not going to show that to you. And not one of the, oh, there is another project that I'm working on that I've completely forgot about. I don't know if you remember, I've showed this before a few episodes ago, that I've started this blanket, Scrappy Blanket, with opal yarns. And initially my thought was to use all my leftover opal yarn to do this blanket with. And then I'm going to put it aside and let it wait for more opal scraps. But I don't think that's going to happen soon. I don't knit that many socks nowadays. And if I knit socks, I really want to use these beautiful hand-dyed yarns. I've got a thing about, I don't know, I just feel it's so sad sometimes to let beautiful yarn like this stay in your stash for years. So I decided I would really like to knit socks with my hand-dyed yarns. And a few of my friends started similar blankets. After they've seen mine, they've also started these blankets, and now they are crocheting on their blankets. So I just wanted to work on mine again as well. So I took it out of hibernation and I picked out a few of my opal yarns that I bought when I started knitting socks. You know, it was in the beginning of lockdown, and I thought we're never going to be have enough yarn, allowed to buy enough yarn again. So when I got the opportunity, I bought quite a few yarns, balls of opal yarn, and I never got to knitting socks with them, and I don't think I will get to knitting socks with them all soon. So I'm not working on it that often. I'm just knitting, crocheting a square, one or two every day, and put it into this little box. And then when I've got enough, I will join them. I did make a little video on YouTube that I've put on YouTube to explain how I'm joining the squares. Once again, it's my preferred way of doing it with a PLT, where you have to take out your hook and pull the loop through. But I do explain it in that video. I just love the braided effect that you get with doing it that way. So I've got quite a few squares already. Again, just all from different balls of opal. Not all of them are my own, because what happened now is everybody is swapping out little balls of yarn. So when you see a pretty ball from one of the other ladies, you wind yourself a little bit and they wind from your ball. So it's actually quite fun and a nice way to do a project together, because there's no way that I'm going to crochet these little squares with the entire ball of opal, because it only takes about 3.5 grams for one of these little squares. It's just a 5 round square, and I'm using a 2.75 tulip hook. So I'm just busy with these two at the moment. Can't even tell you the names or anything. So it's a very nice small on-the-go project as well. So when I think when this little box is full of squares, I will then join them again. I almost forgot, because it was on my list to show you that I have picked this up again, and I'm really enjoying crocheting the little squares, and I can't wait to join more of them and to make it bigger, because it's not very big at the moment. I've got a colors of Amalfi hook size marker on here, so that if it ever happens that I'm not working on this and I take the crochet hook to work on something else, then I will always I won't forget which size I used to make these squares. And then I just use a grey opal as well for the joining. And it will be a more rustic blanket, but I think it will last, and I think it will be a very usable blanket. I'm not going to make it too big, just nice usable size. So I'm so glad that I remembered. I would have been so cross with myself if I've forgotten to show you the other project I'm working on in between the shawl and the advent. That's actually the 3 projects that I'm working on at the moment. So I think that's it. It's a shorter episode, but that's also okay. Everybody's so busy at the moment, and there's so many Vlogmas episodes. I just hope that I will get your attention for this episode, because I realize that these episodes disappear very quickly in between all the Vlogmas episodes. I personally have a little bit of an issue with that, but let's not go there. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next episode. Enjoy all your crafty goodness, and I hope you get a lot of that. See you soon.